Here we go. We are live. What is up, YouTube?
What is up?
Supreme Builds family.
Here we go.
Oh, I'm getting this.
Up? We are live. What is up, YouTube?
Oh my goodness. Hold on.
Supreme Builds family.
Which one is making that sound?
Oh,
It's got the crazy echo.
There we go.
Oh my goodness. Hold up.
Mute. There we go. I muted it. We're good now. What's up, everybody? I so far have Juggernaut and Cell with me. Guys, say hi.
What up? What up?
What's up? Shaking, what's going on? Boom. You know what? Do you know what really ticks me off?
What really grinds my gears?
You know what really grinds my gears? is how long have I been part of Supreme Builds? I think a couple years now.
Yeah.
Right around there. And I started supporting your channel, one of the beginners. And I hate that I got that little red one beside my name, because if I sign in with my real name, then I'm like green or something crazy. Not green. I'm way up there. But
yeah, you actually have the longest subscription to my channel out of anybody, I think, with your original YouTube account before you became Juggernaut.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, I think even longer than me. That's
Yeah, it sounds pretty long too.
That's what she said.
Yeah. What's up, guys?
Hey, Chuck, how's it going? Everybody can hear us okay?
We got the majority of the Supreme Builders up in here. And
what color is mine? Let's see.
You're green. I think because you're a year and 4 months.
Yeah, in the chat it says 1 year and 4 months. I think Jugs is like a year and 5 or a year and 6 on his original account.
This feels like an AA meeting. You know, you get the chips. If that's the case, then I'm in trouble.
Oh, Ray, then what's up, Ray?
Hey,
Ray.
what's going on?
Oh, now every person that has ever created a build. No, Carlo's not here.
Carlo's not here.
But everyone except Carlo is here. If Carlo happens to, I don't know, so someone forward him the link, Ray. Tell him if he wants to join in, he can. He can.
Okay, let me give him the link.
We're having a family reunion.
So did you're live from this morning or afternoon, I guess, whatever. Did it finish processing yet?
No.
What, man?
I ended it. You know what's crazy though? Look, I swear I'm in a doghouse for some unknown reason, right? When you go to that, it doesn't show up on my videos page. If you click videos in the tab, it doesn't show up. But if you go to the home page, it's there. And if you click on it, it's already the full show, 1080p, 60 frames per second. And it still says processing though on the videos page. I'm like, the whole show's in 1080. It's done.
Yeah. Yeah, they're messing with you something. Like you said, you are in the doghouse.
I don't even understand why. Like, I haven't done anything to them. I don't break their rules. Like, whatever. Azriel, what's up? What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? This control room is terrible. I'm trying to use this new control room, and it is awful. I can't even see how many people are currently watching properly.
Yeah, with Hangouts and YouTube, you don't see who's how many people are in there. Like, yeah, you have to join. Like, I put it on the side. Actually, I popped out my chat, and now I can't. What? Now I got 2 chats going on. How is this? What the?
Welcome to the wonderful world of YouTube.
Shrimp on a bar.
You know, I have this thing at the top of my screen. It says, help us make YouTube better. We want to know what being a creator on YouTube is like for you. Take the survey.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't want me to take that survey.
Nope. No.
But I'm going to take it. I will take it.
What up, Chris?
Tell them what the problem is.
We just finished saying you might be in the doghouse, but that's for sure going to get you in there. You doing that?
Well, I'll be very respectful and kind. I'm just going to say,
Be blacklisted.
Yep.
listen, how about someone actually tells you what the problem is so you don't do it anymore? That would be nice.
Yeah.
Is that too much to ask? Like,
Well, that's where I don't understand. Like you said, when a video in YouTube goes under review, you can actually set it to be reassessed by a real person, supposedly. And when you get that decision back, I agree when you say, if someone is actually looking at it and making a decision, why can't you tell me why you made that decision? You know, but
yeah, that's my problem. For you guys that don't actually make videos on YouTube, so you guys can understand, if they demonetize your video, right? You have an option after it's got 1,000 views to say, I would like a human being to review this to make sure that it should be demonetized, or if it shouldn't, then to put monetization back on the video. So I click that, and then I just get an email that says, after review, we've determined that your video is still ineligible for, your video is still not suitable for most advertisers. No reason why. So a human being looked at it, took the time to click a button to say, yep, there it is. And then I get an email. The email is probably automated fine. But the human being is YouTube. Like, Google runs the world, right? So you can't allow that person to have a little box where it says reason. And as they press the button to say, yeah, still not suitable, type the reason. And then that comes in the email to me. They don't have to give me an email to reply or anything like that. Just, you know what I mean? Like, just give me the reason. That way, you guys can get your ads back on my videos and make money, because that's how YouTube makes money. So every video of mine that doesn't have an ad makes them less money too. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Just do that. It seems like the most simple thing in the world to do. It's like, if you work for me, Jugs, and you're doing something wrong, and I just tell you you're doing something wrong and walk away. Yeah, you're supposed to know what it is. That's being a terrible boss.
if that happened, you'd get this off the back of your head. I would throw my cup at your head. I work right beside my boss, and as people have seen, I got a good job. But I'm the first to say, hey, listen, I got an attitude and I got a big mouth, but I'm also humble to take criticism or be told what to do. And if I'm doing something wrong, kick my ass. Because don't get it twisted. If I'm getting away with something, I'm going to keep doing it until I get caught. So my boss is, he's always kicking my ass anyways.
Hey, so Chris Summerak asks, any update for you at Cell?
Oh, he did? Oh, it's funny he's saying that now because I'm actually opening up 17.6 and trying to mess with it a little bit.
So that means you're trying to update X4?
Yes. X5 is so fun because that skin is it's a great skin, but it has a lot of flaws in it. So I haven't been able to find the creator, and haven't seen any new updates for that skin. So I'm either going to have to use a different skin and create a different build altogether, or just sit on it until hopefully it gets better.
DB66. I know I'm attractive, but keep that on the down low.
What up, man?
You are seeing the majority of the builds team here. The only other person that has a build in the wizard that's not here right now is Chaos Carlo.
I did send him a link.
What's up, Carl? Carl's in the chat. Carl.
Tony Proctor can easy work with perfect player. Yes.
What up, Shine?
Hey, with the
Custom application.
We have there's a custom perfect player. It's already set up. All you gotta do is
Not
put in your
generic.
username and password.
Hey, with the new multis on easy, they're still IP locked, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you can use the web player somewhere else.
Yep.
But you can't like get 5 connections and put it in 5 places at the same time.
DB66, I know. I was just playing. Where else we got up here? Donnie says UK1, Husham, Electric Man, all on Coco Scope, talking Cody, all being closed down on YouTube. Nah.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Demonetized, maybe?
look, it's like I'm
Take
not
it down
sitting here
something.
talking about Cody all day on this channel. I talk about so many things. So, I would like to keep this channel going as long as YouTube is cooperating, because I'm reading all their rules and not breaking them. So, but that being said, I'll definitely make some backups just in case I need to.
So
it's not strange. It's just 18 has a few glitches, and sometimes it'll kick in and it'll affect some of the add-ons.
Yeah, even when you're first running it, that the first time you open Gaia, it tells you like on 18 it's a little bit buggy, and also the menu system. If you try to make it give you information from the menu system like you can on 17, it's totally out of whack.
Yeah.
Well, and what's a lot of people will need to understand is there are some add-ons that are completely separate from each other. Example is just like Gaia and like, let's say, Deathstar, 2 different add-ons. But Deathstar, when they put out a part of their add-on, which I think is called the X-Wing, is used by Gaia. So recently, there's been that change with Cody 1 closing the repo down, and Deathstar has been moved to a new repo. If you don't have that up to date and your X-Wing is not updating, you may have issues with Gaia. You see, so like even though I'd rather see things a little bit more individualized, because then when you have one problem with one, you can work with that person, or it gets fixed, or you just plain turf it. But now a lot of them are intertwining and working with each other, which is good for the community, because let's face it, Cody's not going anywhere. Cody's going to be here, but the options to use other things besides Cody is starting to become overwhelming, and that's good for everybody.
Yeah.
And to be honest, when I started creating the builds, I thought about it and I said, well, there's so many add-ons we put on here for theater, so many add-ons for TV. When I sit down and I watch TV or to watch a movie, I really only go to one that I really trust. So what's the use of having all of these add-ons? So that's why little by little you start seeing that all of our builds have less and less add-ons, just giving you maybe 2 or 3 that are dependable. Because having so many add-ons is just going to make the build bigger, and then it might not work one day, and then you guys are going to get upset and want updates, and that takes some time. So
Hey, DB66 is talking about ES File Explorer closing on the Shield. It's weird because that never happened to me, right? And I saw quite a few people complaining about it though, and it finally happened to me on my living room Shield. What you can use is the Puffin browser, which is in the store. Use that. Go to whatever website it is you're trying to get something from, DB, and make that a favorite, and then you can download from there, and it will download and work. But it's Puffin, Puffin browser, and that's on the Shield or regular Google Play Store. It's on both of them.
that's funny because we just went through putting on Cinema and Zion on my Shield, and I did it through ES File Explorer.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why. At first I thought it was an ES File Explorer update, right? But it's not happening to everyone. Like Cell just did it literally a half hour before this show started when I was with them on video, and it worked fine. And it works fine on my Shield here, and it was working fine on my living room Shield, and now it doesn't. So I don't know what it is. It's got to be something to do with storage. Maybe you have to make sure it's installed on internal storage. I don't know. because Cell doesn't have an external storage in his shield and it works fine. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe if it installs like on your SSD, it crashes. It's the only thing I could think of.
That could happen.
Man, I hate when my mouse is broken.
Kratos Reborn on your new updates. I have to take a look at Kratos. That thing's gotten reborn so many times. Should be Phoenix.
Yeah.
Rich Felix is asking, what's the new repo for Deathstar? Do you know it offhand, Jugs? Can you type it in the chat for him?
Right there.
There you go, Rich Felix. They're going to type it for you.
Yeah. So like for 18.1 for Titanium and Juggernaut, I've already updated with the repo, but I have to push the updates. I'm looking at a couple other things. The one thing that I really liked is that it made a resurgence back, and Deathstar, like they did a nice is the the extended info mod. But in 18, the extended info mod doesn't come up like the way it used to, like the way it would have all the tiles of all the different content. But they built a good player list and things like that. I just don't want to. The premise that I went on is try to, I reverted if people notice, and those who have been around for a long time, is Titanium. Titanium kind of went back to old school. It's not a lot of flash, but nice sharp graphics, make it work. You want Juggernaut is a little bit queer in the graphics area. I put some more things in there, just to pretty it up. And then if you want something that's just solid, lean, works, be Supremium, but it needs to be updated. And then and everybody, like I got a lot of people who we want to create. Probably between Ray and I, get the forks out, because I don't think is there an X5 fork?
No.
No,
No,
So-
I haven't. No,
I wouldn't even bother with it right now.
Yeah, you might as well wait. I kind of feel like when it comes to, just because there's so many bugs still in 18, not that it's terrible. For the most part, it works, but waiting for like maybe 18.3, or we'll see how 2 is since it's in RT now.
I don't know. Something about 6 always works great for me.
Yeah, I know it does, and it's true. And did you see? There's already the clickbaits. The same ones, and I always say it all over, like, what 18.2 release? No, it's not. Go to Cody itself, and it still says in release candidate 18.2 is not full release. So that's got to tell you something. Either they got a lot of feedback about 18.1, or they're holding back and waiting for more shit to go wrong that they got to fix.
Yep.
So, yes, I honestly, I jumped the gun. I wanted to get it out there, so I did Titanium and Juggernaut. And if I could take it back, I would. I would be still running 17.6 and waiting.
Against my advice.
Yes, that's right. He told me not to, but like a redheaded stepchild, I went defiant on him.
I'm all set with 18. Too many issues.
Yeah, I can't even get my intro video to start. I love that video. It's a great video.
Yeah, there's great, and some have no problems with. It depends on the skin they use. About like I created an animation like that the titanium coin will shimmer. It'll have a shimmer that goes across it. Looks nice. I even sent it to Lee. Said it looks nice. I put it on there, and my laptop just shit the bed as soon as it tried to play it when I put it in the build. So I took it out. I just got so frustrated.
TJ Smith has a good question. He's asking everyone what their 5 favorite add-ons for movies and TV shows are. I have my list ready, and then maybe you guys can go after me. The 5 greatest add-ons of all time.
3 of them are the same.
Are Gaia, and Gaia. Done.
I used Yoda for a long time. still actually used Yoda 2 weeks ago. I used Placenta, which is still working.
But that's like really those add-ons. Well, at least Placenta, it still works with Real Debrid. But if you're trying to use it like on regular links, it's not so good.
No, not regular. I don't even think about regular links anymore. Yeah, Placenta, then Gaia, and Yoda. But Yoda's untrustworthy now. So
Trooper in the house. What up, Troop?
What's going on, my peeps?
oh look, what up, Troop?
Chilling.
TJ,
forgot
forgot to mention
Gaia.
Gaia. How about you, Jugs? What do you like, Jugs?
You know what? And I keep saying it, and I'm kind of becoming a hypocrite on it, is I love Cody. I got involved with Cody. I developed now within Cody, thanks to Lee pushing me and saying to do it. But I prefer to use APKs.
Yeah.
I'm, if I had to choose add-ons, it'd be Exodus Redo, because I make use of a lot of that. Yoda was my go-to, but some of the coding, they went shady, and that caused a lot of this Cloudflare problems that people are having. So yeah, I don't have a top 5. I don't mind Deathstar, but Deathstar is there that covers like 40 different add-ons. So, and the reason I say that is I got to follow up with this. I've never tried Gaia. I've never used Gaia once. And
Neither have I.
I've always wanted to use Gaia, but Gaia doesn't like me. So.
Cell follows my exact instructions like that I did right in this video, the one from earlier, and I was getting all those links, and he gets, as soon as it pops up, it says 0 busy providers, and in one second it tells him 0 links returned. I'm the same, he's searching the same thing I was searching. I'm like, bro, something is wrong in your setup, man. I don't know what you clicked on.
so
Seren Flips mentioning Seren. Seren is very cool, but Seren is still kind of new and in beta. Seren could definitely be on a Gaia level at certain point. It's just not as polished as Gaia right now. But if you ask me my favorite 6 add-ons, it would be Gaia, and Seren.
So up here in the old frosty north of Canada, somebody that bought a device from me a long time ago is one of the first. She was blocked on Cloudflare. She was saying, I'm not getting anything. My service, I can't do anything. But if I go on Netflix, like on my TV and things, everything's working fine. Got her to redo her box, everything like that. Started going through and testing. Say, okay, go on hotspot on your phone. And she went on hotspot on her phone, works perfectly. Nothing wrong with it. I said, go back, did everything. The power cycling, everything. We had to get her a new IP because she went to that project, whatever, to whitelist your IP. And it didn't didn't work. And because they even said sometimes it may take longer, and she wanted to get it done now. So we ended up having to, she contacted the ISP and she saying to rotate, refresh my IP, and they said, no, we don't normally do that. It'll do it on its own, but she's impatient. I just said, take your modem, which is the Action Tech that we get up here. I said, walk into the outlet. Here you go. Give me a new one. Because they can't say anything. So I gave her a new one. She just hooked it up, got a new IP, and she's up and running.
Do you remember what that site was? It was like Project something, right?
Yeah, Project Honey, Project something.
Yeah, like Project Honeypot, maybe? Something like that?
You're a Project Honeypot. Come on, you knew that was coming. So hold on, let's see.
Hey, Troop, you just had a baby? Troop, congrats, my man.
What?
No.
Troop, did you just have a baby?
Man, don't listen to the lies.
or did you adopt Steve's kid?
Don't listen to the lies, man. Don't listen.
Hey, shout out to Troop and his new baby.
No, hell no.
All right. So anybody out there have any questions for us? Where people are saying hi? What are we at? We're at 109 people watching. And come on, people. If you come in here, do us a favor and just take that quick second and hit the thumbs up. Or if you don't like us or something, hit the thumbs down. To be honest, it does not really matter in the sense of analytics, as in you do both. It brings recognition to the channel. We prefer to have a thumbs up, but 110 watching and only 36 thumbs up. You know, everybody.
You might have to refresh.
What do you got?
Sometimes that happens too.
I have 111 and 48 likes and
56 likes.
3 dislikes.
Now
Okay.
56 likes. Yeah, I refreshed. But still, okay, that's like 50%. Come on, people. Come on.
3 dislikes. Wait, we need 1, 2, 3, 4. We
Oh,
need
we're at,
2 more dislikes. 1 for each.
we're at 64. 64.
Look, one of my favorite things about YouTube, honestly, which I really, really, truly love, is the dislike button.
That's my favorite.
People actually think we care. Like, we don't care. Like,
No.
Oh, wow, I still have Blammo Repo here. Does that even work? I don't think that works anymore.
it don't work.
Go ahead, it works.
Get rid of that real quick.
I wouldn't get rid of it. You can't bring it back. It still works, you know.
Yeah, don't get rid of it.
It still works.
Okay. All right, I'll leave
It's
it.
working.
You can still use placenta.
To Lee.
Take
Oh,
it.
I lose my placenta? I don't want to lose my placenta.
Paid Wholesale is saying, I'm a member for years and talk about YouTube giving an option, but I was removed from the Supreme Builds group for no reason. We're not given a reason, and he'd like to know why. He's probably asking you, Cell, because you're the one that removes most people. So ask Cell. I don't know.
Cell stubbed his toe and deleted 20 people.
I think they get you kicked out.
Ooh, lucky it wasn't me.
The Cody work.
You kicked out of the Facebook group.
Saying Cody. Disrespecting the ladies. Yo-Yo. Ray. I mean, Ray will take care of herself, but
She'll whoop someone's ass.
yeah. Spamming once we tell you not to, and you keep spamming. Going crazy on somebody, bullying. I've handled a few of those. But yeah, it's mostly that. There's no need to mention Cody really when we have each build has a name. So, you know, Titanium's not working. You know, X4 is acting crazy. You know, things like that. But you don't have to say Cody's not working. I try to watch Supernatural on CW on channel 11. You know,
On my IPTV service.
yeah, IPTV. There's no need for that. So, and it's in the rules. So if it's in the rules and you don't listen,
The hammer coming.
I have kids. That's what it is. I have kids, and I don't say it 2 or 3 times. I say once, done.
Yeah,
I'm afraid you're a nice guy, and you want to come back, but
You can definitely send a message to somebody to find out why.
Most of them seem to message me.
Yeah, usually Ray
I get up.
and then she has to say,
What did I
who
do?
removed this?
me out.
I can tell you guys right now, a typical day in Supreme is like Cell finds somebody doing something wrong, removes them, and then half hour later, Ray comes in a chat and says, "Hey, who removed this guy? He's messaging me." And I say, "I don't know. Wait for Cell because it's probably him."
Sounds about right.
And then 3 hours later,
Yes. 3 hours later, Cell gets out of work and goes, "I don't remember who that guy is. I got to go look. Let me find it."
We're pretty friendly. I mean,
But you can certainly send any of us a message, and we'll try to figure it out in all seriousness and see what happened. But if you wrote the word Cody, if you wrote a channel name, if you wrote like MLB, NFL, NBA without going like ENBAAA or without doing K0DI, those are all in the rules not to do.
Mhm.
Not to mention service names. So if you did any of those things, that's probably what happened. And we've made multiple posts, and they're all in the pinned messages and in the pinned post and the announcements. So that's probably what happened there. And it's not because we don't want to say these things. It's because they're actually shutting groups down for saying these things and for talking about these things. It's crazy, But it's the same thing. Like YouTube is demonetizing my videos probably because I teach you guys how to find something on the internet that you know what I mean? Like
How to be free.
it is. It's unfortunate, but that's why there's rules there. We do have the Telegram group, and you can join that, and you can type all the bad words to your heart's content that are not allowed to be typed on Facebook. So you can.
And I'm hardly ever there either.
Yeah, and Cell's hardly in the Telegram group, so your chance of getting booted there is much smaller.
He has no reflex.
It's a little bit freer there. So yeah, if you get booted from the Facebook group, hit one of us up for the Telly link. If you get booted from there, then I don't know what to say.
Blamo's in here, but Blamo's already leaving.
Hey, Mike, thanks.
Blamo, stay here. You want to join the chat? Come jump on the panel, Blamo.
See, and a lot of people need to understand like that's the reason that we do that is we want to stay protected as much as possible, and sometimes it does come across that we're riding roughshod, but we have to, because you look at it, we're 22,000 plus members. You have a YouTube channel with 30,000, 35,000 plus, Telegram groups that are growing, and things that, and all it takes is Facebook just to say, see ya, and they don't have to give a full reason. They shut it down and you can't get it back. And you look at, there's some services, you look at services, there's a couple popular ones out there. One that we used to deal with pretty regular got shut down 3 times. And they pop up, get shut down. That takes its toll on any admins and any members and stuff like that. So like, please understand that's why we do it. But also understand is we're not going to mess around.
True.
That's right.
Troop, you got Blamo on Hangouts?
Yeah, I got him. I'm sending him the link right now.
Send him the link. He said he'll jump in.
I in my Hangouts, every second time I started, all my chats are gone. And then this time I started up and they were all there.
Well, I guess because YouTube's kind of stopped developing it, so
The government's coming to get me.
I can't find Yoda anymore. Where is it?
Thundercloud said his Puffin browser knows the Supreme builds repo automatically.
Yoda,
If that time is asking again, we talked about this not that long ago, but it's the ES File Explorer kicking him out when he tries to add a favorites link. It's happening to some people. It's that time. Go ahead and install the Puffin browser instead, and use that if that happens to you. I have 3 shields and 2 of them don't do it and 1 of them does, and they're all using the same version of ES File Explorer, so I can't figure out why. We thought maybe it's because like even if you put something as internal storage, like I have my T5 SSD as internal, you can still choose where the app is installed. Maybe try moving ES File Explorer off whatever it's on and into another one. You can't download the Puffin browser. What device are you on? It's that time. You're on a Shield?
You have to go through ES File Explorer to do that.
The Puffin browser should be in the Play Store.
It used to be.
Oh,
I don't
it's
know if
there.
it's still.
No, I just downloaded it today on the Shield.
Well, when I searched for it earlier, I didn't see it.
Really?
That's why I ended up doing it through the ES File Explorer.
Why is it that every time I tell people a new way to do something, something happens to it?
I think you're blacklisted, man.
How's it going, everyone?
Chris, thank you for the super chat, Chris. Appreciate it.
Hey,
Thanks,
Rashad,
bro.
how are you doing?
What's up, Blamo? Blamo's in the building.
How's
Blanco,
it going?
what
Not much, just relaxing.
So, Lee wanted me to get rid of your repo, man, and I got it.
I'll get rid of it.
Before you jumped in, Blamo, Cell's up trying to update his
Well, like,
17,
don't take the
his
repo out.
17 build. He hasn't messed with it in a while. He goes, wait, I still have Blamo's repo here. Does that still work?
Been dead, I think, 9 months now.
Jeez.
Something like that.
Still working though. Don't take it out.
Still
Yeah.
working.
The placenta's working.
Right.
So that's good.
There you go. That's all you need. No, I knew they'd last a while, you know.
Yeah.
Depart Music says he still sees it in the Play Store.
That's weird. I didn't see it.
That's weird. I wonder what's going on there. Oh, I also saw something because I was searching, right, when I was looking at why YouTube would demonetize videos,
Mhm.
and I put in I was searching like if using a vape on camera would do it, right? And I found a thing. I don't know how true it is, but there was a video on YouTube somebody put up where someone's video with their kid was like it was a totally innocent video was demonetized, um, and it was actually demonetized because of a comment that someone left under the video, and it said comments left by users can affect what advertisers may or may not want.
Yeah, I told you about that.
I'm like, how is that the content creator? Like, what am I supposed to do about that?
So that started with the I watch Philip DeFranco a lot, and he touched on that. It had to do with this YouTube channel about this kid's YouTube channel. I can't remember what it's called, but they were having people on the chats, saying things to these kids that wasn't appropriate. So what YouTube did was they put a trigger on any kind of words or anything that had to do with abuse on children, whether it's on the video or it's in the chat box, and everybody was getting demonetized for it, and even Phil. So he touched on that, and that's why I brought it up when you were talking about it the other day.
Yeah, I mean, that I kind of understand to some extent, obviously, because you want to protect children. That's totally cool.
Yeah, but they should at least trigger it to YouTube videos that are assigned for kids. You know what I mean? Not every YouTube video, because
I mean that just means anybody could just walk into anybody's video and make any comment they want, and then boom, like that. That's crazy. That's why these other services are popping up, and why people are frustrated and swapping channels. And I know YouTube's the biggest one by far, but it's still kind of crazy, like how fat as big as they are, it's not that hard for somebody else to swoop in, and the more restrictive you get like that, you make other things look a whole lot better to people.
Yeah, well, I mean, once regulations changed, that all went to hell pretty much.
See, Dan asked a good question. Can the content creator delete the chat comment? Yeah, you definitely could, but if YouTube doesn't tell you, like I guarantee you that person just gets an email that says your video is demonetized because it's not suitable for all advertisement for no reason. They don't give you the reason. If they would just say, here's this comment, delete this comment and you'll be fine, then I'm sure the creator would gladly delete the comment. But there's no communication whatsoever from YouTube to the creator to tell them what's wrong. So that's the real problem. So when I take this survey, that's exactly what I'm going to say. Because they keep leaving this survey up on my screen that I should take it.
Everybody write it this day down and mark this video. This is the day that Lee gets blacklisted.
Oh, that's nice.
1.0.3, 1.0.1 Yoda.
Blammo.
Tony's
Oh no! What do you want?
Tony's asking if the Easy APK and Easy PP are two separate services. They're not. It's just two separate apps that will access the same service. You can install them both and put your username and password into both, and they'll both work. You just got to use one at a time if you only have one connection.
Oh, I do want to say something, mention something about XTIP TV for those using that application at the moment. It's causing a few issues. So if you guys are using that application, switch over to Smarters for now until the dev fix the flooding issue. Because there's a little bit of issues with the app right now. So if you guys are getting like IP block ups and stuff like that, it's sort of like the HLS that was clocking in the multiple connections. So I would try another app other than XCIP TV. I know we just put a new one in there. That will be updated soon, and then I'll let you guys know when it's okay to use again. That's what I have to say.
All right.
So who's going to follow that?
Let me see. I want to see if I missed any more questions up in here. Gaia rules. I like that comment. Kevin. TJ says Puffin is showing up on his Play Store as well on the Shield. You guys sure you're spelling it right? It's Puffin.
Yeah, Puffin. And it has a little little penguin, right? No, like not a penguin.
As a puffin.
Is a puffin?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And puff.
What's up, Corey?
Resolve URL version 5.328, I think, or something. Wasn't it 5.028 or something?
Every time I load Yoda, it gives me that Yoda uninstall thing, which I hate.
I think you guys got to load the resolve URL that's in Blamo's repo. You'll be good.
I don't think you want to touch anything in there now.
DB66 says Ray Sun should be wearing a New York team hat.
Send me one.
Kiko's in the building.
What up, Kiko?
And Kiko says Puffin is in his Play Store too.
I don't know. Maybe I was multitasking.
Corey says, Lee, you never answered my IP. What IP?
Well, I'm going to
IP
get
question. Did you ask it in this chat or in the earlier show? I might have missed it. Brian Goro asks, is it 10 connections on one IP or 2 for PIA? It's 10 connections on 10 IPs. They don't care. It's you can use 10 connections to your account because you're signing in with your account. So they don't care what where it is. It's just your account has a maximum of 10. Bill Bear's asking, is the Red Queen repo dead? Do you know, Jugs?
No, that I do not know, I'm afraid. All right, Puffin web browser. I'm going to add it to my
Corey, last 2 days.
store.
Oh, you've asked this question last 2 days? You mean gears are easy? Is that what you're saying? Because before you said answered my IP question.
Okay, so all right, you trying to answer the question?
Yeah, I mean, I could answer the question. That's really a tough call. I mean, they're both good. It's just a matter of, they got a lot of different stuff. It's hard to say, really. I think that it's a matter of what your preference is and what you're looking for. There's like way more locals on Easy. If you like local channels, they both have, pretty much the same national channels. There's more international content on Easy as well. Gears has the better layout if you have the Mayfair guide. So to rate one over the other is kind of difficult. I would say Gears is probably slightly more reliable as far as like just any sort of downtime, but Easy has better picture quality if you ask me. So that's a tough one. Which is my go-to? I only use Easy these days myself. It's been fine for me.
Yeah, I love Easy. Never had any.
That's just a price difference. Easy's way less money, and for me, works just as well. So, reliability-wise, if you're just reliability alone, Gears is a little bit better, but Easy is very close. It's almost never down at all. So, you may get a channel down here or there, but same thing on Gears. But I'd say Gears is a little bit better on reliability. Easy is a little bit better on picture quality. That's just my opinion from how I see it. So, they both have certain advantages over the other one. You know, I definitely like the interface better if you're using Mayfair on you know, if you're using Mayfair on whatchamacallit, on Gears. I love it. Like, there's never been another guide on the planet better than my FiOS guide. So I can't knock that at all, you know. So, but you know, there's more content in general. But both fantastic. I'd recommend either or. Okay, you're not going to go wrong either way. Do I think Gaia will make an APK? What do you guys think? I don't know if they would, but I'd sure welcome it.
Yeah.
That would be the end of Cody forever for me. Well, as long as the APK was up, because these days I literally just install Cody, turn on unknown sources, install Gaia, done. I don't even change the skin. Steve says just got easy a couple hours ago. Works great. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Steve.
Okay.
Anyone heard from Mchanga? I have not, but I didn't hear from her before. She didn't really talk to too many other people on YouTube, from my understanding. But I don't know what she's up to at all, unfortunately.
Name sounds familiar.
Machanga?
Yeah, Mchanga.
Yeah.
Namatapa. Mchanga.
Namatapa. Gary says, how come I can't get the international channels to work on easy? Do you have I don't know.
Could be your ISP. Do you have a VPN? Try that.
No,
What
but
international though? What
if the other one is
international?
working, then it should work. I'm gonna open mine real quick and just make sure they're working. Let me take a look. Un segundo. I will let you know if it's a provider issue or if it's.
All right.
I'm going to take the volume down though. You know, they're working for me. I'm in the section nobody's ever allowed to speak of, and it's working.
They all should be working.
Oh, do what I usually do when I can't get something to work. Call E.
Call me.
And then he'll tell you to go
Try
up to
clear
right to the
cache
top
and
and
get
go
on
to the
that
right
APK.
and refresh your whatchamacallit. To the guide.
Does Easy have 24/7 channels? Yeah.
Lots of them.
And Jug says Puffin browser is in his file linked also. And he posted the code and pin to his file linked in the chat. So if you don't see Puffin in the Play Store for some reason, you can get it from there. People are saying Troop has an amazing Cody build, and can he post a link to it?
True. Where's your
Troop, where's your Cody build, bro?
Where's your build?
He's not even going to turn on his mic to acknowledge that.
Link down, Ace is watching.
Oh, they watching.
Link down.
They're
Ace.
watching you.
Ace is watching.
Yeah.
Fladneg says hi to you, Jugs.
What's up, T2K? Is Jug file link the only Supreme file link code? You damn Skippy. No, there is the Supreme builds basically our own the APK store. Yes. You two, you two puffing and passing virtually. You two giggle fuckers. Oops. Any kids out there? Sorry, we're gonna get it now.
There you go. There's your video.
All right. Now I'm demonetized thanks to drugs. Ah!
Sorry, man.
It up.
Don't worry, it'll just be another one. I'm used to it.
All right, man. I'll just sit here quietly like the redheaded stepchild. Hey, never mind. Weren't you trying to sell me to DST?
No, DST was trying to buy you, and I told them that they'd have to give me $5 million. They declined. They don't find your value very high.
Yeah, I think it was like $3 and a McDonald's fry. That's how much.
I believe Dell was saying I could at least get like a Chick-fil-A meal.
So, and I think I asked that before because we don't have Chick-fil-A up here. Like, is that just another good place?
Yeah, it's some good chicken. I mean, I'm not even a real chicken person, but I love fried chicken, but like as far as like general chicken sandwiches, like they make some slamming chicken sandwiches.
Chick-fil-A is the best, except that they don't open on Sundays.
Yeah, that's like a religious thing that they have. They close on Sunday because the Lord rests, so they rest.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he ate on Sunday.
Mike G said DST will take a Groupon for me. You get two jugs for the price of one.
That's what she said.
That's it. I was waiting for it.
Man, this is definitely getting demonetized.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I get it. So hey, what's up with Steve? Cornelius, is he having internet problems or something?
Yeah, I spoke to him not long ago, and he said that his upload speed is totally wrecked. And he even sent me like a picture, and it was like 2 megs upload.
Yeah, 2 to 5.
Yeah, so he's been back and forth with his ISP for a while, and they're for some reason not fixing it.
Man, all he's got to do is listen to me and blast it on Twitter.
Oh, that's true. Let me know. You guys gotta know. This is hilarious, right?
Yeah.
For those of you guys that don't know, right? I've known Cell since high school. So we went to high school together. And Cell, every time Cell has a problem with a company for anything, he goes on Twitter and tags them and blasts them on Twitter. And then they just like, we want to help you so badly. What can we do to make it right? Like, if you blast people on Twitter, they are so helpful.
Yeah, they're like, please DM us while I'm on hold. I'm like, no, I ain't DMing nothing. You need to answer me now and fix my system. And then hashtag this company sucks. Hashtag racist people.
What if I pass?
I got bumped to 300 by 300 from 150 for no charge.
Yeah, his ISP doubled his speed for no charge. They were just like, stop posting on Twitter.
Like that one time when my speed was like 9 download and like 6 upload, and I posted it on Twitter, and they were like, oh, I know that must be frustrating. Can you DM us so we can help you? And I said, no, I'm just gonna turn on my VPN and see what happens. And then I went and I turned on the VPN and I took another picture and I was, oh, look at that. Now I'm perfectly fine. Thanks. I don't need you. Bye.
Oh,
they don't like me.
Roberto, message one of us in the group. If you search the Facebook group, we can get you the link to Easy.
yeah, Roberto, you're in the Facebook group, right?
Oh,
Or if you're in the Telegram group, just shoot a message, shoot a separate message over to either Ray or me or Yo or Jugs or Carl.
I'll take a PM too. Message me.
Message Blammo if you want.
Come on, Gaia.
What's better, MX Player or VLC? I always choose VLC. VLC is like Gaia to me. The 5 best media players on Android of all time are VLC, 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 and VLC.
You know what? I've been sitting here for the last like 3-4 minutes arguing with you guys that nobody's letting me talk because my mic was muted.
That'll do it.
Yeah, I'm like, well, what the? Because I wanted to answer, like, somebody asked about filing codes, and I was going to say, I'll put my Telegram for Jugger Nation on there, and if anybody's in there, all you do is in Jugger Nation, you just put like, what is it? Put like a hashtag, and you do file linked like that, and you'll get a list that'll pop up with a bunch of file link codes for different things. So I was trying to say that, and you're talking. I'm like, well, what the hell? You're not going to let me talk? And then I look, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. There's my icon. Oh, it's called mute. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fork in the toolbox. The biggest, the smartest. I gotta stop eating
In the
edible.
shed.
You have to share that with us.
Wayne's asking, what's the best way to always know when there will be video chats? If you go and subscribe to the channel and then press the bell, which is next to the subscribe button, that should notify you whenever the channel goes live. Also, in the Facebook or Telegram group, I always post before I go live as well.
Yeah, but you got to be a little bit vigilant, people. Like if you're here or in your different groups, because lately YouTube is not giving alerts.
Yeah, the bell hasn't been working so good for some folks.
Yeah, like for some, like because
Probably me too.
well, you can set it to like when you go to set your page, you can set it for it automatically will do it when you're live, but you can set it for 1 day, 2 days, 12 hours, you know, like that prior to your event. And if I found that if I just leave it, that even when I go live doesn't always send out an alert to everybody. Like so I always set it to a couple.
Flip has an interesting question. So he says he fired up the Shield the other day and he hadn't used it that often, and then wanted to update the Android TV OS, which he declined because it listed an included update to Cody. Why would they update the app? Well, the old version of the Shield was back when 17.6 or 17 period. If you haven't used it in that long, it might even be 17.3 was the used version. The new version has Cody 18, which is also the newest version of Cody. But I believe you're going to get your app updated anyway, even if you don't update the OS, because the Play Store will still update it. So it's probably going to update you to 18, and if you have a build on there, it'll probably mess it up. You got to use one of the 17 forks to make sure it never updates on you. And Chris says, how many times a day are you going to be on in the next 2 weeks? I won't be on this much, but you know, I'm kind of having a little bit of fun running this experiment right here, changing things in titles and descriptions and having different kinds of conversations just to see what gets demonetized and what doesn't. Plus, it's early on in my vacation, so I haven't been able to chat with you guys that much. So I always got some more to say, and you guys still got questions, so I'm answering. And I brought my friends to answer too.
So what's up with this Yoda uninstall? Should I just uninstall this thing altogether?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's you don't have the correct repo if you're getting that. Totally delete that.
Yeah, he's touching his 17.6, which he hasn't touched in forever. That's why.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
It's the same build that had Blamo's repo still.
Yeah. Totally. The best thing is uninstall that. I use the wizard. The wizard works the best because I uninstall it and then I go into the wizard and remove any add-on folders and files. I even went into the dependencies and took out the Yoda modules, and then made sure I had the proper repo. And so it took a couple minutes, and bang, you're up and running. And Supremacy has their they have their new recently updated repo address as well.
Yeah, that's the one I just downloaded, the Supremacy one. Oh, you know why? Because Cody L might have it.
Oh my Lanta. Hey Lee, did you figure out the issue with your car?
Oh yeah, I know what's wrong with the car right now. It's my flex fuel kit. The the sensor for the flex fuel sensor is probably going bad. So luckily it's under warranty, so they'll replace it for free. But what happened is it's saying that it has low voltage. So it remembers the last amount of ethanol that was in it when that happens. And if I change to like regular gas, my car would be running way too rich, because the last time when it died or when it went off, I had like 78% ethanol in there. So I have to basically keep filling up with 78% ethanol. Otherwise, my air to fuel ratios will be totally screwed. Why I had this big problem the other day, because it died like 2 weeks ago, but I didn't know what it was. I figured, all right, whatever, maybe something happened. I saw that voltage came back to it because I can monitor it on my access port. So I reflashed the map at that point, and everything was fine, and it lasted like 2 weeks with no problem. I just figured, all right, whatever, some kind of phantom thing. I'll keep going, see what happens. And then it happened again, but the voltage didn't come back on, and I reset the ECU learning. By default, the ECU learning thinks I'm running 93. Meanwhile, I had ethanol in there, and the car was running so lean, it would just keep stalling. So I got super lucky. I reflashed the map from scratch, and I had voltage back, and it took a reading. And then maybe like the next time I stayed with voltage the whole time the car was on. I turned it off, started it again, no more voltage. But at least it remembered. Now I just can't reset the ECU learning because now the car drives fine. But I have to keep going back and filling it up with E85 only, which is what I do anyway. But if I had to take a long road trip right now, I'd be screwed. There isn't E85 everywhere.
No.
Yeah, that sucks.
So I just got to get that fixed.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Yeah, you run too lean, just like Dan says there. Don't run it lean on there. Have you been pushing the beast?
No, it's fine now. It ran lean when I started it up. It was like stumbling all over the place, and then I saw the air fuel ratio was no good, and it kept stalling. But I wasn't in boost or actually moving or anything, so it was fine. Like it was on a cold start, so I didn't.
So we were on the highway coming home probably about a week ago, and a P100D, the Tesla.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm on the highway, and old guy driving it, and we're doing about 120 kilometers. So I'm honking at him, get his attention, give him the old, let's race, let's see. I want to see how you go. I wanted to race a Tesla, so we go down lower in speed where there's no traffic on there. We get down to about 40 kilometers, which is pretty slow, and honked, and he left me in the dust.
Oh man, those Teslas are quick.
Yeah.
He left me in the dust, like he about 5 car lengths ahead of me until he started to top out, and I passed him at about 170. And but holy shiznit, do they go? And from a dig, they're even like unreal.
He took you to Gapplebee's.
Yeah.
Fladnag's asking what this thing is on the front of my microphone. This is a pop filter. It's like, if you can do like, I can't even do it, but it prevents like overly aggressive bassy noises, sort of.
He spits a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he spits a lot.
Prevents you from going.
He used to be box.
Yeah. It makes the sound clearer. That's the easiest description I could have of it. Like it, no matter if you have too much bass in your voice or whatever.
No, Brian, that's me smoking up.
Dan's asking what you drive, Jugs.
Any anime people, I love this add-on.
Now what I drive is a 2015 Chrysler 200. I have only a 2.4 Tiger Shark mapped, tuned.
It could be the Sebring, right?
I would keep it Fladnag. He's saying he doesn't need it. I mean, it's basically preventing distortion in essence of you when you're speaking. So there's nothing wrong with it. You might as well keep it.
Yeah, that's basically what they turn the Sebring into, but with this motor, it's a different style of motor. Like the car I had before it was a total sleeper. It was a 2015 Ford Escape, and this Ford Escape had the SVT little 1.6 dyno to the 4-wheel drive at 490 horse, and that was only running at 12 pounds of boost.
Brian Gorel's asking if anyone has problems with the Shield controller acting weird after the update. You mean the remote or the actual game controller? There's definitely been some reports of the controller for sure, like this thing.
Yeah, the remote, I saw a lot of people having problems, and I was like, oh, I never had any. And I went to go use it, and it was skipping all over the place. Like the volume button was going up and down on its own, and like it was crazy. And there's a fresh battery in there. What do you call it? And then that was before there was an update for the actual remote itself, because there was the new experience. What is it, 7.2 or 7.12 or something? And then it updated the remote firmware as well.
I've found very rarely that it happens to me, but when it does, I pop the battery out of the bottom and pop it back in, and it's usually fine, at least with this. The only issue I've ever had with the actual game controller is every once in a while it's hard to make it stay connected, but it's never acted wonky on me like while using it. Andrew Larkin says, what's the best build including adult? Whether it has adult or not, the best build is the one you like the best. But if you want adult in it and you will have 18, you're going to need X5, because as far as Supreme goes, that's the only one that has adult in it.
And no password.
Yeah, there's no password on it. And on 17 builds, they all have adult, but they're password protected, which you can easily get the password from us for, but it's just to protect the kids. See, YouTube, we care about the kids.
We care.
Actually, like Deathstar, it doesn't have like just a movie section altogether. All right, I'm not gonna add that.
All right, so the game controller is skipping all over. No, I've not had that problem. Maybe unpair it from your Shield and repair it using the Shield accessories pairing. You could try that. Tell it to forget it and repair. See if that helps. And also make sure it's fully charged, because low batteries can wreak havoc sometimes too.
Blamo, you're always full of giggles, brother.
Just reading up on the chat there. Mike G says tissue time.
Roberto said he had the same problem with the Shield. He bought a cheap one for $10 on eBay and it works great. Hey, that's cool too. I did hear NVIDIA's making a new remote and a new controller, so hopefully those will work better. I really haven't had much issue myself at all, but enough people have said they have, that it's clearly not the greatest connection going for whatever reason. But still can't beat the device, man.
Oh. So just for those, there are a couple of people who recently, maybe from this chat or this stream, went to our Facebook group and you wanted to join. Make sure you answer all 3 questions. I do give it a little bit, because what I learned is it'll actually show that somebody is or has clicked join, and it'll say that they haven't answered the questions while they're answering the questions. So I
wait a little bit.
Yeah, I give it a few minutes, but and to tell you the honest truth, if you don't have a picture, if you haven't changed at least your Facebook picture, and you have some sort of friends, or you have something, and you don't have you're not a member of like 9,000 groups, and you don't show any picture or anything, I don't let you in. I'm sorry.
9,000 is a bit extreme, but yeah, I get your point.
You're lucky.
Yeah, a lot of people that join the group. What'd you say, Troop? Troop.
Troops on mute.
Hello?
Say you're lucky I'm not in here, man. Ain't got no pictures. Half of y'all group people haven't been in there in months and years, since last year.
We try. It's a lot of people though.
Yeah, I have my days that I would like sit down. I'm like, I'm bored, and I'll just start looking in through the bunch of people that we have in there. Sometimes I'll find like one person with 6 Facebook things. That's a lot of work. Just
I've found people in the group that like are in the group at least 3-4 times, and it's like, my name is Ray Jackson, my name is Ray L Jackson, my name is Ray J Jackson, like, and I'm like, but you could tell it's the same person, like they'll have the same profile pic and everything, and I'm like, why are you here 4 times? Like, the Facebook page name is just Supreme Builds, like Supreme Space Builds. If you search that on Facebook, you'll see the group. It's like 22,000 something members.
I just posted the link too.
Okay, Ray put the link in the chat as well. Hey, Sharon. Sharon's in the house.
And people, for heaven's sakes, come on, man.
Hey, Mark.
Don't be disrespectful if you come into the group. We are a very diverse clan, I guess, very clique or group or anything like that. I don't want to pigeonhole anything, but as in, we all use different types of builds, different types of APKs, different experiences, IPTV services, everything. But if you're going to come into the group and you start posting, asking about other people's either builds or services that we do not manage, or and you're doing it more than once, to me, that's a kick in the nuts. I get a little pissed at that.
To me, that's advertising. I kick them right out.
Well, I just, somebody just posted, why is not so-and-so's build or URL not working? I just posted, sorry, I don't know. Our Supreme builds are.
Yeah. I think what happened, why that happened, because that didn't used to happen a lot, and it's because other people's build groups shut down, and then they came into ours, and they just, post away, and they're still trying to use the builds that got shut down.
Well, absolutely. If it still works, or you're trying to feel out if other people are still using it, may have answers, but you don't blast somebody's group like I hang out and I'm on a lot of shows like with the DST team, and we do, I talk to them just like anybody else, but I don't go to their Facebook group and blast about Supreme builds. Even though they allow me to when I'm going on live or things like that, I can put it in there. But I don't go in there if I'm talking in that group.
Ray, this question is probably best answered by you. Is there a way to load Netflix on a Formula Z8?
They do have some apps in the Aptoid market that you can open up, and also they do have a Google Play Store. So if the Netflix app is in there, then you can download it. I unfortunately don't use Netflix at all. Okay,
so try Aptoid, and
if you go into the user market app on the interface, the green icon, and you scroll all the way down to the user market, you move one to the right, and you open it up, and you punch in 0852 is the code. It's going to open up an extended Aptoid market. You may be able to find it in there. But anything that's on the GPS, you can download as well, because it's rooted to that.
Well, you got the best guess answer we could give you right there, Brian. Hopefully that will help you out.
Well, I'm not very good at live stuff, but DM me if you want to know how to set up that market, whoever that was, about the formula. I can help you further.
That was Brian Gorel. Brian, if you're in the Telegram group or the Facebook group, just message Rachel.
Oh, yeah. Brian, yeah, message me later.
It's that time said I disconnected my SSD and still can't download Puffin. I don't know what that's about. I mean, I downloaded it with my SSD connected, so I don't know why it's not working. It's weird. Cell said he didn't see it in the Play Store either. I don't know. That's bizarre. Unless maybe there's like updates in the Play Store that's going to take it away from us and we haven't got it yet. Or maybe you guys that can't get it are going to get an update to the Play Store. They'll put it in there again. I don't know. It's very bizarre. I don't know the answer to that one. It should technically be the same for everyone. Mark says, can I ask what happened with Gears? Thought you had a good rapport with them. We do. I have no issue with Gears whatsoever. It's just that, from a business perspective, some things changed on their end, which made it not make any sense for me to keep, working with it myself. But it's still available. There's nothing wrong with it. I always say it's a great service. I got no issues with Gears whatsoever.
Yeah, because if anybody knows and has been around with us for a while, the services that we tend to lean towards and resell or give information on, we try to do our best to give you as much information, but also if it is something that we are offering, we try to give you the best prices that we can. And because of because of the rapport that people like Rachel and Lee and other people have with people and that are the powers that be, and the pure size of the Supreme Build's reach in the group, we get pretty good deals. And if the deals change, then we have to adjust accordingly. So, look at that. See, Paula from Canada with a purple. Oh no, okay, that's lower than me. Never mind.
What's up, Paula?
Paula.
Shout out to Paula, who is a excellent admin in the Facebook group. Hi, Paula.
Hi, Paula.
Paula from Canada. And somebody asked about Yoda. What's people's opinion on Yoda? There were some issues as of late. Keep using it?
I just deleted it.
Yeah, but you just deleted the old version that you were having the problems that had the problems in 17.6, or the new updated. You're not using it?
I removed everything. I'm trying to see why it keeps going back to that Yoda uninstall. I removed the dependencies. Let me remove these too.
Yeah. Remove the dependencies, the artwork, the module, but then you also remove the supremacy repo. Just go to the repo and remove it. Do you have the SB Wizard on what you're working on right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you install from repo and then just remove the supremacy repo. And then go into the wizard. And then in the wizard, you want the add-on tools.
Add-on install?
No, it'd be under maintenance.
Oh.
Click on this box.
Yo-Yo's in the house. What up, Yo-Yo?
Yeah, the add-on tools. And then remove add-on data. And you want to click all data, not that one. The one down, yep. And then the one below it. And then re-put in the supremacy repo and then install from zip and then install Yoda, and you'll have the fresh Yoda.
Yes.
So I can help you update your build really fast.
Delete
Delete everything, install Gaia, and push your update.
alone.
Gaia.
To have all these little things in here because people keep asking for them. I just let them follow themselves.
And see, that's the proper Yoda with the lowercase y.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Varro. I like Varro.
Yeah, Varro's good too. And for the price, it certainly can't be beat.
Yeah, for a backup, like you know what do you always say? Have a backup of a backup. You know, you grab something like that, and man, I liked it. I didn't take a look more in Easy when this recent weekend UFC was on, but I think it was in Varro that in the pay-per-view there was like 6 other links just for Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
There were 10 live links.
on the easy, right?
Well, and Varo
Oh,
had
Vardo had 10 links.
Yeah, I think Easy had like 15.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Why not? And I watched it, and
It was funny. There was a few complaints, but I actually watched it on FiOS, and there was some issues like at the beginning of the show on actual. And FiOS is like by far the best. Like out of any other cable company was probably worse. So
Yeah, it was all over the place. A lot of lagging. I had to in and out, in and out. Then towards the middle, it stopped.
yeah, so it was the same thing on FiOS. I think it took them a while to get the servers under control everywhere, no matter if it was on IPTV or regular cable or fiber or anything. Mark, thank you. We really appreciate that. It's kind of you to say, Mark.
I think everything is working in here.
Roberto's asking why should we remove Yoda? I mean, Yoda had an issue where they were definitely one of the singled out things where Cloudflare was blocking people's IPs due to the way it was scraping. I don't know if that's been rectified. I haven't heard. But if it is, then it would be okay to use. But if it's not, then I wouldn't. I'd wait till I hear for sure, like 100% certainty that it's fine. And then, I'd just rather be safe than starry. Paul is using the Supreme Star icon. That's what's up. She's got her icons. I got the little Carlton too in there. I'm just mad they don't actually move. I picked a Carlton that moves because it's supposed to move and it won't move.
Dun, 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 dun.
what?
There she goes. She got the Carlton. Supreme Carlton.
Vintage. By vintage. I like the vintage. Good for old people. There was one old person that used to hit me up on Facebook all the time. Hey, thanks a lot for the vintage. A good chap.
Even this thing is bizarre. Like, I'm looking at the stream on one screen, right? And then on another screen, I'm looking at the control room. And in the control room, it's telling me that my bit rate is too low. It's saying it's under one megabyte per second. There's no way looking at the stream on YouTube that's 1 megabyte per second. It's just totally wrong.
Have any favorites in here? People always ask for favorites. They love favorites tab, and
David
TV for that.
David, what you've done is so common. David Williams says you'd be surprised how many people do this. Don't feel silly because it happens to everybody at least once. He said, I discovered my Real to Brit and Gaia didn't work. My subscription was at 0 days. It works great now. I can't tell you how many people
that happens.
Didn't realize their Real to Brit expired. And just like we would be in like chat and they'd be like, I can't get any links in Real to Brit. I'm like, this might sound silly to you, but did your Real to Brit expire by any chance? And they're like, no, it can't be. It can't be. And then they check and they're like, oh, it did.
Well, not all of us have Real to Brit going to like 2085 or some crazy thing.
No, but even before mine expired, even before I had an affiliate link to pass out to people. Now it's one of like, at first it was great, right? Like everybody was getting it off the affiliate link and I'm like, all right, cool. I just don't have to pay for Real to Brit anymore. I can keep adding it. And now I'm like, geez, I wish I could give this away to somebody. Like they should let you gift it to someone else.
Yeah, that would be all right, eh?
Yeah.
Share the wealth.
Pharmacy Sports.
Could always test it. You can gift it to me.
So let's just take a look. Oh, wow.
Flatneck, did you mean who on the board is a big Game of Thrones fan? Because it says how. So I was like, that's probably what you meant, right? Like you're asking who likes Game of Thrones? I certainly do, as you can see by my hat.
Yep, me too. As you can see by his hat.
Yeah, I like Thrones too.
I am definitely a Game of Thrones fan.
For some reason, I thought that Sansa was on the list, and I was arguing about that this whole morning. That she was on the list and that she was gonna get killed sooner or later by
Arya?
Arya.
But then
No.
I looked at the list and she's not on there.
Nope.
The Hound is there.
Roberto, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it.
So
Since the final season has come out, right, and been like the build up, I've found so many more people that actually say I've never watched it.
Yeah.
Like, I just said I never watched it either. But before that, I didn't really hear very many people say I've never watched it. I mean,
I found a lot of my job too that say the same thing. I've never seen it.
I've never seen it.
yeah, Ray's never seen it.
Never.
Never.
I tell you what, it's definitely more entertaining than watching Tom Brady.
Yep.
I beg to differ, although I haven't seen it, so I can't say.
So as it stands right now, what are we on? Have you looked on Cody Hub lately?
No.
For the most popular, Titanium 18 is number 2, so it's moved up in the ranks, and most downloads is Titanium 17.6.
Well, you have big responsibilities there now, Jugs.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to update some things. So, but we talk about Game of Thrones and everything like that, and how popular it is, and how like everybody's waiting for it, and the first 2 episodes, as we find out, are short. Then they go into the 120 area length time, starting the 3rd one. But wait till Endgame starts.
I have a theory that the first 2 episodes will contain like no war scenes whatsoever, no fighting, just because they're shorter, and it's going to be like the completion of the setup, and then it's just going to go straight crazy for the last 4. That's what I'm hoping.
Well, that's what this one's supposed to be, the most epic battle, like the length of time on cinematography, isn't it?
On screen. It's supposed to be longer than any movie or TV show in history. And what did they say? What episode it's going to be in, though, right? But it's probably it was one of the last.
I think it's the last 2 episodes. It's 80 minutes long each. The last 3 episodes.
They're all somewhere around 120. I think the longest one of the season is the longest one out of the last 4 is like an hour and 22 minutes or an hour and 28. I don't remember. And the shortest one's like an hour and 18. So they're all similarly lengthed, pretty much.
Except for the first 2 are only 53, 54 minutes. So they're kind of the teasers.
Roberto's getting frustrated with Super Chat. Thank you again for the Super Chat. He's like, I'm trying to send one amount, and it won't let me. Oh, man. Well, I appreciate your efforts, Roberto. It is duly noted.
Never expected and always appreciated.
Fladnag says he might create a build for GOT. That would be cool. Listen, more builds the merrier. Why not?
Yeah,
you got it, Fladnag. We got stuff to work on first before you even get into that. No, we're building a bot because Jeffrey shit the bed in Jugger Nation, so I pulled that bot out of there.
Oh, that movie's out. I gotta see that. The Mule.
If I had it working, Jeffrey, the Butler bot and stuff like that, the reason I was getting frustrated is because I had it set to argue with you, Lee.
Oh, to argue with me? Yeah. That's funny. In Juggernaut's Telegram group, right? Jugger Nation, he has this bot that like welcomes people to the group, and it's called the Group Butler. And every time it would say something, I would go in there and be like, "I hate you." I would just start saying nasty things to the bot. And I was trying to get the bot to pick a fight with me, but it refused to answer me. So he updated it to try to make it say something to me, but it didn't work.
Well, it's because there's a lot of online tools, and then this one was creating a fresh new bot, and it's just called an inline bot. So you can tell it to look for a certain user, and if user says certain things. So I had it set for Cody skills, and I was just taking some of the things you were saying, and when I was trying it on myself in private, it was answering back and forth. But then as soon as I tried to initiate and put it in the group, no. It wouldn't do it. So I'm just like, I'm done.
All right, Yo-Yo, take care. Samuel, take care. Thank you, Camera, for the super chat. It is greatly appreciated. All right, so ask us some more questions, guys. According to my probably incorrect control panel, it says there's 128 people in here right now. I don't know if that's right, but that's
109.
109 and 102 likes.
19. Yep.
Yeah, see, that's the control panel. Thanks.
We're almost there to the 5th
Thanks,
dislike.
Camera.
All right.
Don't include data, no.
Chris is asking, is Cell updating his build during the panel? Yeah, he is. Somebody asked him about updates when the panel started, so he just jumped in and started updating it.
Yeah, because if I don't do it now, I'll forget about it.
Like he's backing it up right now.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate
Thanks,
the chat.
Camera with wings. Oh, I like wings.
Camera wants to know, why don't you watch Netflix? I guess that's for you, Ray, because I watch Netflix.
What? What was the question?
Why don't you watch Netflix? Because earlier when someone
Why would I? I have so many Cody, APK. I don't need Netflix. Everything I find is either on a web player or on YouTube. I just don't need it.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, like, I mean, I like Netflix. I have it, but I probably wouldn't pay for it if, like, I have T-Mobile for my cell phone service, and they pay for it as part of my plan. So if you're gonna pay for it, yeah, of course I'm gonna use it.
If you want to give it to me for free, I'll take it, but I'm not paying $15.99. And now they IP locked the Netflix service, which upset me because you can't even share with your family now the account. You know? So since Netflix IP locked it, I don't like it.
Well, no, the Netflix IP locked their single user accounts. The multi-user accounts, they're not IP locked. That's what they were going after, was because they're
but I want a multi-account that I can move around.
You can, if you get the multi-account, you can. Like if you have the four concurrent stream account, that can go to different areas. But
no, they just IP locked that, I heard.
No, that's what I have, and it works. I can use it in different places.
Yeah, the single account is the one that they were going after, because they're pushing out. They're doing the testing in Malaysia. They've been doing it for the last year. Is they actually have an app like just for the phone, and it's like a single user app for your mobile device. That is super cheap.
Thanks,
like
David.
It's like $4 a month or something like that.
Thanks, Dave.
David, thank you for the super chat. It's appreciated.
Yep. So like but that being said, when all the Marvel and things that got taken are out of Netflix now, are what's going to happen? Is Disney going to carry the torch and do it justice, or
It's picking up all of that. That's why Punisher and all of them are canceled out.
David, have a good night, David.
Cloak and Dagger, I think, is on Amazon. They're gonna be canceled out soon. That's also Marvel.
Corey said he got an email that the price is going up to $15.99 on May 15th.
Yeah, they're picking it up again.
But that's what, for the 4-user 4K account?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
But Disney's gonna be a crazy app. It's gonna have a lot of stuff.
Somebody asked if you could change the Supremium logo.
Yeah, that's what he's asking. I mean, are you asking if you can change it or if I can change it? I mean, you could put anything you want in there once it's installed locally. But for me to change it, I guess. Oh, to put the GOT logo. You know what? If I get to updating Supremium before it ends, then I'll make sure there'll at least be a sprinkle in there somewhere for GOT.
I'm surprised for your study section. You never put a.
Sal, take that off. You're gonna demonetize me.
Daenerys. I'm surprised you never did.
Watch
Ryan
it.
asks if anyone watches Hulu. I actually have it because they had a sale where it was 99. If you could get a year for $12 basically. So for that, I got it. I was like, $12 for a year is fine by me. Anything that's gonna give me streaming for $1 a month, I'll take it. Like, why not? Ah, that's a good idea. I have a picture of me on the throne. I can make that the logo for Supremium.
Yeah.
That is a very good idea. Thank you, Aaron. You have sparked my interest.
I like that picture of you on the throne.
All right, now I just gotta remember all the Fazilla stuff.
Chris says, "What all do I need to run Supremium? I have RD. Is that all I need?" Sure, you can run it with just RD. It runs fine with just RD, but I do need to update it. Like, if you've been keeping on top of it, that's cool. But I need to update it because the last update still had Gaia 3 and now Gaia's at 4. So it's got a few things messed up on the menu system because of the way the update happened. But you can, if you don't have RD, then don't use Supremium. Like, you need to at least have that. But if you have RD and Premiumize, you're in for a treat, a super treat on Supremium. Aaron said, "Not the toilet." Yeah, no, not the toilet. The Iron Throne, not the Porcelain Throne.
Oh yeah.
Intro. Like Saddam. All right, UK.
Stacy watches Hulu because it's free with her Spotify account. Well, that makes total sense. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, I used Hulu for, like, these things are good for certain things. Like, the biggest thing I can recall for me was I didn't watch Blue Bloods from the beginning, and I sort of caught an episode of it and went, "Oh, this kind of interests me." And the whole entire thing was on Hulu except for the newest season. So I just went to Hulu and watched it all. Like, if I can get something for $1 a month or for free that doesn't make me have to pick a link or click links and just works, I'll do it. Like, I'm not against paying for something if it works and it's not ridiculously ripping you off, you know. Yeah, Paula watches Prime Video because it's free. I have Prime Video also because if you guys, that's another thing. I don't know. I hope everybody knows, but if you have Amazon Prime, which a lot of people do to get their fast deliveries and stuff, Prime Video is free with that. You don't pay anything extra. So install Amazon Prime, sign in with your Amazon account to it, and you can watch a ton of stuff on there. They even have some really awesome series on there of their own. I like The Man in the High Castle and what's the Peaky Blinders is good.
Peaky Blinders is good. Isn't The Runaways is there, isn't it? Runaways? Marvel's The Runaways.
Yeah, Amazon Music is free with Prime too. Paula said that's true. So you can use Amazon Music to stream music for free. Yeah, Jack Ryan, Hannah, Chris Summer Access is in Prime too. That's true. So yeah, if you have Amazon Prime, use the Amazon Video app and watch stuff. It's included with your subscription, so you might as well use it. TJ says Sneaky Pete is a good series on Prime also. They have a lot of their own content like that, you know, so it's definitely worth checking out. There's some stuff that could keep you entertained for quite a while. Not to mention groceries, yeah. I mean, you can get groceries on Amazon now.
Have you tried on the Google?
What?
You can buy stuff from there. What are they called? They have their own app now.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's like a marketplace through Google. You can buy your stuff through there, and they ship it just like Amazon.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, now you need a Google store.
Mike G asked if anybody tried Tubi and have any feedback.
Tubi.
I haven't tried Tubi.
That sounds familiar. I think I've tried it, and
Tubi TV.
To be or not to be?
I don't have it anymore, so I'm guessing it didn't go well.
Michael asks, how many series of Jack Ryan are there on Amazon? I'm not sure. Oh, and Shrinking Sharon says, if you happen to get any type of government assistance, you can get Amazon Prime for $5.99 a month. I did not know that. That is cool. Chris answered you, Michael Forte. He said just one season so far. Mark Turner is asking for thoughts on the last UFC fight. The one that just happened, that was co-main event and main event to me were the combined, probably the best co-main event and main event I've seen in a long time. Like if you take both fights into consideration.
Yeah, I think they were awesome.
And the fight right before that, Khalil Roundtree fight.
Yes, Khalil was so impressive. Like such a difference from last.
I have been watching and Cell too, Khalil Roundtree since he was on The Ultimate Fighter and trying to get into the UFC. And I mean, his game changed since he went to Thailand and started doing Muay Thai is insane.
That was only 9 months, right?
Yeah, I think he's been in Thailand for like 9 months or 11 months or something. It's something like that. It's under a year.
That's only 9 months.
Fighting style was different. It was
like a year and a half. That's gonna be insane.
I think if he sticks with that and he picks up the Muay Thai grappling and knees and elbows as well as he picked up the striking stance and the kicks, because his leg kicks were literally probably the nastiest leg kicks I've seen in probably 5 years in the UFC.
Yeah.
So fast and so hard. And before he didn't even throw kicks. He was just trying to knock you out with punches before. It was crazy. Yeah, Mark Turner said he's moving there to live now. I mean, that's awesome because if it keeps his fight game going up strong like that, Khalil Roundtree is going to be a problem in the UFC.
Let's break some stuff.
All right, Fladnag, take care. Sleep well. James Julian is asking a very interesting question. Says some websites will block you if you're using a VPN. What if ISPs block all service if using a VPN? I mean, the websites that block you for using a VPN are generally websites that are trying to block you from putting yourself in a different location. Like that's what Netflix does. And it's because they have agreements with to broadcast certain stuff only in certain areas. So there's like kind of a legality reason they're doing that. But VPNs are designed for ordinary citizens to have privacy on the internet, and privacy is a right of the people, as much as it's not very observed anymore, but it is still a right. I believe if ISPs blocked VPNs entirely, that would go all the way to the Supreme Court, at least in the United States, because not only would the people be arguing, can you imagine the VPN companies? And, you know, it's not like they're broke. They get subscriptions all the time. So I can't see them doing that. I don't think they want that fight.
Well, just in Canada alone, like in the province that I'm in, all government agencies and all health agencies must use a VPN. And it's not their proprietary. It's just a VPN to access your internal, just like you do when you have to go to work. There's skills like you have to use a VPN. They have to do the same thing. And that's the way it is. Like, you know, I work for the university and with the medical college medicine and things like that. And everybody who is off-site, off campus or anything like that, like the doctors, everything, they all have to use a VPN. So if it got blocked, because it's not like they can, we're not going to block this VPN, but we're going to block this.
Don't wash your hands.
So it would cause. Yeah,
all right, Paula, have a good night. Thank you for coming in. Rue TV's in here. What's up, Rue? Rue said they don't want that smoke.
No, they don't.
Eric's asking, is what Hulu offers a lot better than Prime Amazon? I wouldn't say so, no. But Hulu they all have different things. Like Hulu has way more TV series than anybody else. Like older seasons and stuff like that. Hulu's good if you caught like a show in season 6 or something, and you just were like, "Oh, this is good," and you want to watch from the beginning. Hulu probably has it.
I mean, if TV providers would just give me a plan without commercials, I would be on board with that.
Yeah.
Commercials,
Luau, thank you for the super chat, Luau. It's greatly appreciated.
I can't sit and wait for commercials. I just can't anymore. What up, Root?
Mark Turner says we need a supreme convention for everyone to attend. This is the best convention we could get right here.
Just needs to be in Canada.
We all have to travel to Canada. I have a license that's supposed to let me drive to Canada. It's supposed to act like a passport. I can try one day.
Well, if not, I can stand at the border and wave.
There you go.
Yeah.
TJ asked me what providers do I typically enable in Gaia. The video I did earlier today and the day before that, I showed it. I can't make my Shield stream to this right now, or I'd show you. But when you first open Gaia or install it, TJ, it takes you through this wizard option. Just choose the 10-minute version of the wizard, and in the beginning, pass through the languages and stuff, and just get to the point where it asks you about your services. Make sure whatever services you have, like Real to Brid or Premium Eyes, you enable them there. And then after that, it asks you which providers you'd like to enable. Turn them all off except for premium services. Just leave that one on. And then finish the whole setup and go watch stuff. That's all you got to do. But you can go into the providers after in the menu and turn on more. Like you can turn on different torrent sites. You can put on like Pirate Bay and things like that if you want to as well. But you'll be off and running just by doing the first part of what I said. And if you happen to not get enough links for some reason, then you could try turning on a few more torrent providers in the settings. Anyone still watching Crackle? Crackle was kind of cool for a minute. I didn't mind it. It was mostly showing older stuff, but it was cool because it was like live TV. Not really live because it was older, but it was like still live watching in a way.
Wasn't that a Sony product? Sony Crackle?
Yeah, I think Sony made it initially, maybe, but I stopped.
There's what is it? Fear? No, it's one for like scary movies now. They have Critters there. They remade Critters.
Sexy Agent, Secret Agent said Amazon Prime 2-hour delivery is good, but food prices are expensive. I've never actually ordered food from Amazon, but I've seen that you can. Rue said the chat is glitchy. Trooper told them to refresh. That's a good idea. Try that.
I've seen some YouTube channels that I could just watch and things that it's very popular, but they mentioned something about food. They were hungry, and now they keep getting all these things. Their Amazon, their food packs. That's what they call them, or something like that. And they send them. People are sending them. Like craft dinner, macaroni and cheese, noodles. Hundreds upon hundreds of cans of Mountain Dew, things like that. Like all from Amazon, you can order, and they send the food to them.
All right, Jugs, you've thoroughly confused me this time because you keep changing your background, and I know it's like different green screen backgrounds, but is there actually a TV behind you now? Because I see like normal wall, or is that still a green screen?
That's a green screen. That's my fireplace.
That's pretty cool. Because it literally looks like it might be a TV on the wall behind you. I was like, did he take his green screen down?
No, my green screen is my whole wall.
Yeah, Amazon did buy Whole Foods, didn't they? Kiko's asking. I think they did. And yeah, Whole Foods was expensive to begin with.
Boricua Jedi is
Oh, maybe that's the one you were talking about, Cell. Aaron says Shudder is like Netflix, but all horror.
yes, Shutter. That's it. Yeah. Boricua Jedi was asking about 4K movies on a shield of real debris.
Oh yeah, 4K is slow and stops changing to 1080, and it's good. It could be one of two things, Boricua Jedi. It's either your internet speed is a little too slow for the particular 4K stream that you are trying to watch, or their server that you're pulling it from is just overloaded at the moment and can't keep up with the 4K. Or it could be a combination of both. Ah, Sean's in the building. What's up, Sean? Guy on the couch says he watches Pluto TV when he's got crappy internet and out of town, and it works good. That's another good use for it. Keep you occupied. Rue said Pluto's tough. Trooper said user error. Yeah, I mean, I haven't messed with Pluto in a while, but it was okay last time I saw it. All right, Mark, have a good night. Stay supreme. Indeed.
Good night, Mark.
Later, Mark.
Litho's asking about saying he's had some people, family members, complain that Easy was buffering and Garo's been flawless. But last few days it's been a little glitchy. Has there been any server issues? I know there was a couple of times, but if it's happening consistently, there's probably an issue where you're probably best to power cycle your modem and router, just unplug it for a while, plug it back in, try to catch a new connection to your ISP, possibly a new IP address that they may release to you as well. But overall, it's been fine.
Well, that was with the XCIP TV. Are they using that app? Are you using that app?
Yeah, if you're using XCIP TV, there was an issue.
I'm asking if you guys cannot use that for now because it's flooding the IPs to the server.
Speak up, Rachel. You're a little too low.
What?
Said you're a little too low. Speak closer to your microphone.
Okay, so the XCIP TV app, I'm asking if you're receiving issues with the application to please uninstall it and use the Smarters Easy TV new app that we have. That's the newest version. Smarters available at this time. The XCIP TV is causing floods and it's causing the buffering issues. So the dev is working on fixing it. And until I have an updated version, I would suggest not using it if you're getting buffering, because it's causing your IP to become noted on the server to not work right. Basically, I don't really know how to explain it to you because I'm not good at this.
It's making the server flag your IP because the application is acting a little erratic. I guess that's the best way to explain it.
Until the dev fixes it, I would uninstall it.
Are you walking around the house, Ray, with your phone?
Quiet. I've been trying to mute it.
No, but I'm that's why you keep going in and out. I bet you're one of those young ladies who go like this with your phone.
No, I'm on an IPv4 cheap ass third party plans that I don't want to pay big money for, so that's probably why.
Aaron asks, why don't we take it off the site? I mean, it should be a quick fix, hopefully, but if it's not, we'll take it off.
Actually, the problem just arose yesterday, and I didn't know about it till this morning, so that's why it hasn't been removed, and I was deciding on what to do with the application, but if it continues, then we'll remove it and put it back.
Yeah, I mean, I always used it as a backup because I liked it second best. Because for those of you guys that don't know, a lot of IPTV services use Smarter's application, right? Not just Easy, tons of them do. The majority probably do. And Smarter's, you have to go through their server. Like when you open the app, it has to connect to their server. So if Smarter's happens to have an issue at all on their own servers, it can cause you to not be able to get in. Which is why it's always decent to have a backup, or, which is why we thought XCIP TV would be good, or the Perfect Player, like just to have it installed. I generally use Smarters all the time, but if I couldn't get in because Smarters is having an issue, I just use one of the other ones until Smarters issue is fixed. They're generally short when they have them, but they have had a couple before, so.
Awkward silence.
And for those of you that don't know as well, you can also, if you're using particular services, right, and you're not you happen to get a message on those services, something about, this is not an official app. If you're using a Smarters, that just means whoever was using that service didn't properly go through the channel to get the Smarters app. Because that's been popping up a little bit lately too. Not on any of the things we use, because we actually properly get them, but some people try to like jack other people's versions and swap them around and don't pay the dev for their services. But they soon realize that the dev can cut them off. Sean, thank you for the super chat. It is greatly appreciated. All right, Kiko, I'm glad you've enjoyed the show. You have a good night. Sleep well. Always happy to have you here. Oh, you got the... I got the code pretty quick, Camera. Check your spam folder just in case. Did you check your spam? Camera's waiting on the Zion code after ordering it.
I don't know. I'm leery about Zion.
I think I went through this too easy. I might have broken something.
I know it did say it could take a while, but I got mine pretty quick, maybe like 10 minutes after. But I also got it early in the morning. Maybe they send them out like...
Juggernaut's face is like, what did Sal say?
Yeah, I know. What exactly like that? What did you break?
I think I'm not. Hey, I could do one of these little tutorials. Hey guys, this is Sal. Check out my new video.
TJ, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it and the kind words.
So again, like I said, I'm a little leery about Zion.
Is that?
Yeah, Jugs, I can't say I 100% disagree with that either, because, I believe I've actually checked out a lot of the things he said, and he's gotten like upset and angry at points and said some things. But on his Reddit, he's very good at, he definitely updates a lot, cares about it. I think his frustration more came from the people hacking the app. So, I don't, but I still think that, it's problematic, the things he said. But
well, that's the thing is once you put your foot out there in testing the waters and making, the threats of that, I could do something if I choose to, as in using or selling information and then taking it back and things like that. I think the best route for Zion is to push and keep the Zion Club. Because
I think it's brilliant.
That's getting to what the dev wants and helps, because it's generating income and you get more true people wanting to do it. But still, I don't use the Zion and that I use Cyberflix and Cinema, and with Cinema, what is that? Cinema the beta, the version 2 beta that they pushed. Just to check it out when that has the
I'm waiting for that to come out where you can do this kind of the same thing Zion has, and then I'm gonna just put them side by side and compare them.
Yeah,
but my personal take, I guess, just on the Zion thing was I sort of like what he said was too far, but I understood where he was coming from, because there's been times where I'm sitting there and somebody in my group will say something. It hasn't happened in a long time, but somebody used to say stuff like, oh, great, you put out this shitty application and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I gave it to you for free. If something doesn't work, just ask for help. Like, it's free. I actually pay money for servers for you to download it. Like, I spend my time doing this. Like, look, Cell's been on here the whole time updating the damn build. Like, it takes time. It costs us money because when you have a build as popular as Titanium is, you can't just slap it on a free server. It crashes. You have to pay for servers in order for them to withstand the amount of bandwidth that it takes for people to download those things. And when somebody just comes in really rude and says nasty things, or I've had people complain to me, like I used to get box sellers they would have to donate to me in order to get their IP unlocked on the server so that they could download unlimited. I was basically making them pay for the server because they're making money off of my work anyway, but not the end user. But I would limit the end user to like 2 downloads per server, then the end user complains. So I'm like, I'm just trying not to go broke here by having to get 12 servers that all cost like $200 a pop. I'd never be. We could just get rid of the build then. You know what I mean? Like, I could just get rid of this. I can keep it for myself. I don't have to. I've felt that way before. Like, I don't have to share this with anyone. I can keep it for myself. And that's it. And so I think that's the kind of feeling he was having when he said what he said. He just said the wrong thing.
Yeah,
like he went too far. But
Yeah.
I go on his Reddit, and he's super helpful to people, and really. Like when the real Debrid thing came up and people were trying to blame Zion for it, he took a much better approach to that and didn't go crazy and start blaming other people or threatening anybody. I think he's learned. But that's why I don't knock him too hard for it, because I've felt that same kind of feeling before. He just took it to a level where you shouldn't take it to when he got upset, I think.
Well, and like you said, he was very helpful because he's one that showed like when the real Debrid the server overloads that were happening because of some coding and add-ons and APKs showed exactly how you could find out if the APK or add-on you're using is actually doing it. Because you can, and which was very helpful. Like I would have never thought that. I read that, and I agree too. I can understand that too. And yes, in the Supreme builds, we do know like a lot of people, and other devs and builders as well too. Servers cost money, lots of money.
I say once a rat, always a rat.
I see. I also agree with that statement too, in a way. But I mean, he didn't actually do it, so I can't say he is. He just threatened to be one, which is still bad. But if he had done it, though, there'd be no looking back.
See, I didn't.
And, for him, it's like he puts the ads in the app because it's the only way he's making money, is giving you the app for free and spending his time updating it. So that's where I can relate. But and then somebody goes and just in 2 seconds wipes it out and goes, "Here you go. Here's a free one. Here you go. Here's one with no ads. Here you go. Here's one." And this guy's spending all his time, I just look at it like, you remember the chaos when Terrarium went down?
Yeah,
it was the most insane thing, and I was just like, oh man, everybody's going nuts. What am I going to do now? Terrarium's gone. And Cinema and Zion were literally the first 2 to step up to the plate with anything different than a Terrarium clone. And so that's why, I always preferred Cinema no matter what, because it was actually the first one, and it's constantly updated and it's well ran. It works good. But Zion, I honestly find the layout to Zion better than Terrarium. It's just I don't like I don't feel like it returns quite as many links with the premium service. With real, like, it returns a lot of real Debrid, but it doesn't return a lot of premium eyes for some reason. But neither one of them returns as much as Gaia. So whatever it is.
Gaia. But it's true. You showed it like on the earlier live. Yeah, showed it live, and it's true. But but that is why we as end users, because everybody who makes use of it, regardless whether we're builders, devs, or anything like that, we're end users. We have all this available to us. So I mean, You know, like it's in this streaming world like this, this community and that, it's a good time right now. I mean, like everything is growing and things are just changing so much. But yes, change. There's always going to be the hiccups.
Yeah.
Always, yeah.
It's, you know, when you don't control the media like that you're watching, when you don't control the files locally, you're gonna have hiccups sometimes, no matter what. So if you're in that, you know, streaming zone, you're definitely gonna have hiccups. Shrinking Sharon said, "Remember when the world was coming to an end when Exodus left? That was even worse than Terrarium. That was probably the most insane reaction I've seen." And I'm just like, you guys that have been in the Supreme Builds group for a long time know, like, I always have to make a post when that happens. I'm like, calm down, the sky's not falling.
Yeah,
everything's gonna be fine. Like, relax. Oh man.
Every April Fools.
don't worry, Genesis will still work.
What?
I bet you if you could install it and you plugged in your real Debrid, it would still work. At least you might not get tons of links, but you'll get something.
You get something, yeah.
Sexy Agent Secret Agent said, came across a Cody wizard that has lots of classic builds but says server is down. Would be great if Supreme Build could get this service up and running. No, thank you. Because classic builds, right? The problem is those are all classic add-ons in those classic builds, and they don't work anymore. So all we would do is we'd end up taking them and having to update them constantly. So it'd be crazy. It would just be more builds for us to update. We'd need like a giant staff of builders.
Nah, we just get Sal to do it all. We just do live streams and he can update everything while we're live.
There you go. Chris is asking you if you're done, Sal. He says he's going to update tonight. Because he sees your camera's back on. He wants to know if you're done. You got your mic on mute, so we can't hear you.
He's like, what? How do I mute this thing?
Don't do it yet. I want to make sure I didn't break something, as I typically do.
He's testing now, Chris. Hold tight, Chris. Cell is testing. Cell, do us all one really big favor and triple check to make sure you didn't leave your real Debrid active in your build.
Yeah, I covered
that a few times.
Yeah.
Everybody downloads the build and has real Debrid, and then he gets an email like from real Debrid, like, we had to deactivate your account. You need to change your password.
Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of people watching my stuff in Russia. I have a lot of Russian fans.
Thunder says, I got a question for you. Is there a way to clean a Cody build after downloading Gaia? I have the extended info script and stuff I don't need on the home screen. I mean, I guess it depends on the... I mean, you could definitely do it, but cleaning it up like from the home screen may require you to edit the skin to remove certain things that you may end up with blank boxes just by deleting them. But you'd have to go into the skin settings and edit them to do that. But if what you're saying, if what I think you're saying is what you're saying, you've installed Gaia to a build that didn't have it before, and that's what you want to see, then you could just wipe Cody out altogether, install Gaia, and be a happy camper. Night, Mike. Oh, it's on the main Cody skin. So if it's on the main Cody skin, the plain one, then just delete everything you don't need. But I believe extended info script comes with Gaia. When Gaia installs, there's a lot of stuff that it installs, so don't delete that. In order to check it out to know, you could give yourself a clean like fork or something, or clean Cody, and just only install Gaia and see what it installs. Make sure you just don't remove any of that stuff, otherwise your Gaia might not function properly. But yeah, if you're on the plain Cody skin, then you don't have to edit the skin. You could just uninstall stuff and it'll disappear. Corey says, you're so right. No disrespect to the builds. They do a great job for the masses, but I just use Gaia and Cody. I like my system clean. I don't have all those issues that most members have. I mean, I think the issue comes from, it's not from the builds. It's really when you have a ton of add-ons, right? And that's what Cell was talking about earlier too. Like you have a whole bunch of add-ons in a build, and add-ons just go up and down a lot. Like, you know, something happens, guys quit for whatever reason, whether they need to or just tired. And then those add-ons start performing worse. And if the build doesn't update and take those add-ons out, then you're going to end up running into problems. But it's basically, you know, that's basically the issue that happens to the builds. It's not so much the build. Also, if you have a lower spec device that doesn't have a lot of space and you install a large build, you'll end up with more cache from each add-on, and that could slow your device down. But, you know, most of the builds we have, at least on Supreme, are generally not too big, don't contain a gazillion add-ons, because we kind of agree with that philosophy of, you know, find a few that work and use those. But like I said, lately, I mean, like, when I update Supremium, I'll use it again. I'll keep using it. But, you know, Supremium was super light. It just had Seren and Gaia in it, I think. I don't remember what else I put in there. Oh, and Exodus Redux. That was it. Those are the only 3 add-ons in the whole build. So, you know, that's it. I just made it a little pretty, gave users a nice home screen with widgets and stuff. And so it's basically like a plain Cody with just those 3 things in it, and it just looks prettier. All right, JJ Cord Cutters, have a good night. But yeah, it's not so much the build itself, it's just too many add-ons, or it could be your device having not enough space, things like that, as cache builds and stuff. But thanks, JJ, appreciate it. What does extended info mod do? It basically gives you more information about shows and movies and things like that. It allows for, I mean, that's the root of it, the easiest way to explain it. Most of what it does. But yeah, it'll give you more information, larger plots, larger you know, things of that nature. But like in essence, why it installs with Gaia would be for that purpose. I remember when Gaia was bubbles, it didn't have even pictures of the movies initially. Like it wasn't even pulling that. So all of those like different things in there, you know, all the different things that it installs help it for all different. Helps the add-on achieve all different things, whether it's making things more visually appearing, pulling in poster art, pulling in you know, picture art for the actual covers, giving info on the film. They all help with things of that nature to make the add-on function more pleasurable to you as the end user. All right. Chris is still waiting for you, Cell. He's just waiting for the Cell okay. You guys got any questions for us? I think we're all caught up here. Unless I missed somebody's question here. If we didn't answer anyone's question, please ask it again. And if you have a new question, go ahead and ask. Anyone heard from the Butcher lately? I have. He's good. He's okay. He's not on YouTube as much as usual, but he's still around. And his channel's not gone. He's still active too, but just not on quite as much.
Yeah, he just
Yeah,
bought
cool.
a car.
Say again, Jugs?
He just bought a car.
You just bought a car. There you go.
Yeah, his Genesis. He had a car. He was something went in the motor, too expensive to fix it with another motor, so now he has a Honda Civic.
Oh, the Rice Mobile.
Yeah.
It'll last forever though.
Yeah, that's true. They'll go like 250K.
I put 296 on a Civic. I had a 95, 96.
Damn.
And I sold it for $600.
That's the best part, eh?
And-
300,000 miles on the clock. Give me 600.
Yeah.
Corey says, I took a look at the SSD in your store, both of the same price. Yeah, that's a weird anomaly that's going on right now. I can't figure out if one of them is on sale or one of them is somehow jacked up in price, but I think it's got to be on sale because they're both sold by Samsung and they're in stock. I think the larger one is on sale for the 500 gig is the same price as the 250. So get yourself the 500 gig. Brian says, is there a way to reset the NVIDIA controller? I've tried to pair and unpair, still acting strange. I don't think you can actually completely reset it. I would give NVIDIA a call, though. Their tech support is generally really good. I would call them and tell them what's happening, and they may have an answer for that. One thing to try, too, Brian, plug it in directly to the Shield with the USB cable and see if it stops acting crazy. I know that's not a solution, but it could tell you something, that the problem is that it's the connection over the Bluetooth that it's using to connect. It would give you some good information to pass along to NVIDIA if you give them a call. I've had to reach out to them a few times, especially with my Shield Pros, and they were fantastic. Like, they sent me a new Shield Pro like the same day I called and didn't even tell me to send back the old one right away. Like, it was like, well, yeah, send it back in the box after you get it. So it was pretty cool.
Hey, Steve went live.
Oh, is Steve on?
Yeah, I just got a pop-up.
Oh, all right. Well, listen, guys, I don't want to cut into Steve because he hasn't been on for weeks. So I'll take like 2 more questions and cut it out. So,
and anybody who's heading over to the Steve Cornelius show, make sure you say Lee is waiting for his chess game.
yeah, let him know I stopped my show because he went live, and for that I deserve the chess match. How long does it take to master Cody? It depends on how deep you want to go into it, but I would say it definitely takes a while. I mean, if you're just making builds and they, like on a surface level, it's not that crazy. But if you start coding and messing with Python and all that kind of stuff, it takes a lot of teaching, especially if you're teaching yourself.
Well, even with builds, because in mine, Juggernaut is
oh yeah,
always changed. It takes a lot to get in there.
Yeah, I didn't mean all builds. Like there are some builds that require a hell of a lot of coding and editing and things like that to edit skins, and you basically almost teach yourself how to become a skinner as well. But you could make a basic build with a already pre-made skin and no code edits pretty easily if you just digging around. But to go deep into it, it definitely could take a while.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing is going into a skin and figuring out how to rip it apart and put what you want
together. Yeah. There's been times where I've spent hours trying to figure out which particular image I needed to edit to do one thing because it doesn't tell you properly. They're bizarre. Some of them are bizarre, man.
Oh yeah, and then it's in the same spot in the code 3-4 different times with different integers. Left 0, top 0, this 5. What? How come it's 490? What does that mean? You change that and your image is all the way over to the left and fills the screen.
Yeah, it can get pretty crazy. All right, guys. I don't want to. Steven's been out for so many weeks. I'm going to cut the show because I don't want to take away from him coming back. You guys should go over there if you still want to be on YouTube, and I'll go over there for a little bit and say hi to Steven. Welcome him back because he's been out for too long. Let's go say hi to Stephen, everybody. Everybody that's in here, go to Stephen Cornelius' channel, even if it's just for a minute. Pop in his chat, say hello, and tell him welcome back. So we're all going to cut out of here.
Bye, Supreme.
So
Bye.
stay supreme, everybody.
Later,
Before we
guys.
leave, everybody on the panel, real quick, just say bye. And Trooper, give your outro last the way you always give it.
Bye, guys.
Later, guys.
Love, peace.
Y'all have a great one.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
Go ahead, Troop.
Thank y'all for coming. See you on the next one. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to join the Telegram group. Don't forget to join the Facebook group. And to all y'all haters out there, we love you. So keep supporting us. Thank you.
I love you too.
All right, so guys, go say hi to Steve.
Bye.
Yeah.